today I'm going to unbox a ukulele I ordered. It's kind of a gamble because I ordered one that needed work. So I taped off the address of the seller, privacy and all. Let's see here. There we go. And I bought a mandolin from this seller before that needed work. Apparently he sells instruments that need help. That's nice. This is a Resonator ukulele. It caught my attention. Let's see. I have a Resonator guitar, so I really wanted to. He said that this had a back bowed neck. So, oops. There we go. Check that out. And move this. It is a Kala brand Resonator. Of course, it's out of tune, but wow, that sounds interesting. I have a couple other ukuleles, but it says it has a back-bowed neck. Probably means that when I try to play it, it'll buzz at the frets. And there's no neck adjustment. So let me get it tuned up and let's see what it sounds like. Okay, I've got it tuned up to standard tuning. It's going to slip a little because I noticed these are new strings and these still need to seat a little, but a little bit of a buzz when I pluck hard. And I noticed when I played, there was a buzz. Each string, first fret, there's a buzz. Okay, there you go. But then it's clean, clean, clean. Could be because I'm pushing down on the neck. Let's try a different angle. Yep. Little buzz. Just a gentle buzz. But the rest of the neck is good. And I do like the way this instrument sounds. Let's go for a D. Fingers and blue gloves all in the way. Let's try this one. Yep. I'm not going to think that the neck is bent. I think that maybe if I raise this nut up here just by a little bit, I mean a little bit, maybe the width of a cardstock piece of paper. I sure do like the way that sounds. Haha. Just a little bit of a buzz. Okay. So I've loosened up the strings. I used a piece of wooden dowel to get them off the neck. That way I didn't have to take them all the way off. They were pretty well set. I think what I'm going to do, I have an extra nut, brand new, from another thing that I purchased, and I already used its matching bridge. I think it's just a little bit bigger. So, either way, whether I put a shim under here or I replace the nut completely, I'm going to take off this nut. It's glued down. Not sure what type of glue, but I'm going to score this side in hopes that when I go popping it off, it doesn't peel any of the pretty on this side. Just going to give it a score because I've seen other people take these off. Oh, damn it. Good thing it's mine, not somebody else's. All right. And then put a nice piece of wood on there. I have this nice little brass hammer I made. Let's see. Don't hit the instrument. Whee! There we go. Good. That, what did it say? Oh. Calls it new bone. So it's a that's pretty nice. It's a bone, or oh, what's it called? Fake bone, faux bone. Let's see if I put that there. It's a little bit wider than what came off of it, but alrighty. That's the general idea right there. Let's see what I can do about the fact that it's a little bit wider. I think I can thin it up by just rubbing it on some sandpaper. So I sanded this side a little bit. Need to do it with a really finer grit sandpaper. I think, yeah, that, and probably with a much finer grit sandpaper, I'll polish up this side and it'll fit in there perfectly. Okay. My first grit was 120 and this is 220. And I'm just gonna polish off some of the rough edges. I'm holding the camera with one hand, sanding with the other, and my little sanding platform is trying to move on me. That polished up a little better. Oh, and that fits snug. Okay. Let's see how these two compare to each other. All right, the one I'm replacing is just a little taller. If it works, I'm going to go with it. It's plastic, so, I mean, this is mine. I'm a little disappointed that I'm going to be replacing bone or new bone, faux bone with plastic, but oh well. I'll definitely keep this, clean it up a bit, keep it for a future project. Never get rid of. There you go. Can you read it? New bone. It's good stuff. I'll put it over there. All right, I'm going to restring it, tune it up, and see if it still buzzes at the first fret. So when I bought this, it was saying it was a backbowed neck. Probably should have did this first, but I didn't believe it was a backbowed neck. And so I got this little straight edge, not a very pretty one, but looking at that, get down. I've got connection with pretty much every single until right here, which is appropriate. The right here at the body, it should fall away a little bit. And really, nobody who's playing way up there, some significant professionals. But up here, so I'm thinking it still buzzes a little bit by putting on this new nut I've still got, but not so much here. But then I think again here, and then so still right there. So shimming it will be appropriate, and if I'm going to shim it, I'm going to go ahead and shim it with its original nut back on. So let's see, what am I going to shim it with? So, hello Titebond. A very small bead of Titebond on the very bottom of this nut with a custom cut piece of cardstock from this little product right here. Epoxy putty stick. Used that before too. And so really small bead so that I could put that on there, get it to stick to the bottom of this, and we'll see if that is thick enough to raise the strings. If it's not, we'll go for a second shim and see what happens. So what I've decided to do is StewMac has a little thing called like a little fret kisser. I don't have one of those, but if I can just sand a little off, because I raised it up and there's just one little spot that has some buzz left. So I'm going to sand down and then repolish this number 2 fret. Oh, almost no buzz. Almost, just a little more. And that's going to take care of that spot, and I think there's one on the high string on the other side. If I can just do what it calls fret kisser. Kiss down that spot a little bit. Just a slight buzz, but almost gone. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I get it cleaned up, just one little bit at a time, and then repolish that fret. So if you're wondering why I'm going to fret kiss that one down, is I used this and measured quite a few times between this fret, and this fret, and a couple others, and it turned out that this was like on average about 4 or 5 hundredths of a millimeter. Yeah, 6 millimeter. So what was happening was I was measuring, see if I can get this, there we go, and I was getting 1.07, while other places I'm getting 1, and let's see, do this better. So 1.6, 1.5, or 1.05. This one in one spot was 1. Come on, bigger. So that's why I'm averaged it out. 1.3 on this one, 1. So this is sitting up higher than all the others. So it needs to be kissed down a little bit, very gently, so I don't rock this, because the fret kisser gently glides on the 2 frets and takes this one down a little bit. It's an expensive tool for a do-it-yourselfer like me. The strings are resettling, but I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. I basically realized that putting a shim under this side was great, but I couldn't shim it any farther because that's only taking care of the 1st fret and open strings. And open strings are fine, so there's no reason to add more shims here. It really was just a comfort level for me. So I went ahead and sanded down, kissed down this fret a little bit. But of course, by sanding that down, you have to be careful you don't lose so much material here that you cause it to buzz on the 3rd fret. So it's a really big balancing act right there. Let's see, are we still in tune? Bring it up. I do like the way, too far. I do like the way it sounds. I own a Resonator guitar, and I like playing it, and I think I'm going to like playing this. Now there is a tiny little bit of buzz. Still, well, almost can't hear anything there. That one's got a little bit, but if I'm soft on the strings, it doesn't happen. That one a little bit. It's a lot better than it was. That's still the worst one if I'm hard on the string. But let's see here. Don't hear that one buzzing at all. Let's see if I can get my hands in a better location. I think I'm pretty well done, so off with that. Hear a bit of that string buzz when I'm strumming it. Yep. But for a little jam session, that should be good enough. And there might be something that can be done about that in the future. But right now, I'm happy with it. Everything's kind of settled in. I'm gonna let it sit and see what's going on. I disagree. I don't believe that the neck was bent. I used that straight edge, and I just think that this fret right here was not properly seated. So by taking down, sanding off a little bit of the material, I was able to stop all that fret buzz. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. I mean, I took a big gamble purchasing this. Let's see. Let me switch camera view. So this Kala ukulele, Resonator ukulele, I took a really big gamble on it because I said, oh, it's back bowed neck. And I really think it was just that high fret right there. Still a little high, but I run the risk if I take any more off that I'll take off so much I'll buzz at the 3rd fret. Then I'll have to take off a little there, might risk buzzing at the 4th fret, and it just winds up being a domino. And I really don't want to go through that much work on something. I bought this off of eBay for $81. I mean, that's $81. It's a big gamble I took, and it's now a playable instrument. Going to their website, let's see if I can, here we go, get the glare off of there. Going to their website, they have ukuleles that they call crossovers, and their Resonator ukulele, they said they have one model. It starts around $340. So if we tap that there we go. MSRP starts around 400, mid 400s. If you want to, it says this is out of stock, but if you wanted to buy directly from them or find a dealer or something, you're expecting to pay around $300 for this instrument. I feel pretty pleased with my purchase. I'm definitely keeping this one. And yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you hadn't ever heard a Resonator ukulele before, that's got a really powerful push of music. And I like it. I like it a lot. So take care. Thank you so much for watching.